Despite missing the playoffs, the LA Clippers had every reason to hold their heads high. They didn't have superstar Kawhi Leonard all year, and all-star Paul George missed 51 games, and the most important one of the season. But they were still above 500, had the 8th best defense, had 5 20-point comebacks, and made additions at the deadline to bolster their depth. And next season, they'll not only be getting their 2 All-Stars back, but they'll be getting a much-needed playmaker in John Wall. In this video, we'll talk about why the Clippers are such a dangerous threat in the Western Conference, and the one thing that could make the Clippers season a fiasco. Be sure to leave a like on the video to support the channel, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub for more content like this. From guys like Norman Powell, Robert Covington, and Marcus Morris, it's clear that the Clippers have a ton of depth on the roster. But before we get into how impactful those guys are, let's remind ourselves of how freaking good the Clippers' new Big Three actually are. For one, Kawhi Leonard is pretty good at basketball and is a complete game changer on any team. This is a guy who's been a routine 26-7-4 performer on great shooting splits over the past 3 seasons and is still one of the best perimeter defenders in our game. His impeccable footwork and very underrated handle allow him to pull countermove upon countermove when phased by defenders. Also, his athleticism makes no sense. Typically for hyper-athletic guys like Ja, they'll progress at full speed and dazzle you with earth-shattering dunks. However, Kawhi just plays at his own pace and detonates onto defenders at what looks like a walking speed. Matter of fact, it's his composure, strength, and finishing ability that makes him such an effective transition scorer and finisher at the rim in the half court. And his defense creates so many transition opportunities for his team as well. He's deadly from mid-range, he's great from 3, and most importantly, he shows up when the team needs him the most. In the 2021 playoffs, the Clippers found themselves down 2-0 to Dallas Mavericks, with both of those losses coming at home. But in the last 5 games of that series, Kawhi averaged 32, 8, and 5 on 65, 44, and 93 shooting splits, with the Clippers winning that series. Matter of fact, before he even went down in that Jazz series, Kawhi averaged 38 and 4 for that entire playoffs on 57, 39, 88 shooting splits. Simply put, this 2-time Finals MVP is the real deal, just like his partner in crime in Paul George. The term underrated is becoming an overused term in NBA circles, but I can tell you right now that Paul George is underrated. We're talking about a wing who literally puts everything together in terms of scoring package, playmaking, defense, and impact. He grew out of the playoff P nickname by guiding the Clippers to their first ever Western Conference Finals in 2021 and averaged 29, 11, and 6 in that series without Kawhi by his side. And in the limited time that we saw him last season, he put up mesmerizing displays that reminded us why he is the real deal. Overall, he's one of the most gifted offensive wings that we've seen in a very long time, and it's very difficult to find 6'8 to 6'9 guys in NBA history that can do what Paul George can do. Speaking about being unique, let's talk about the Clippers' prize free agency acquisition in John Wall. John Wall is obviously an interesting topic because we kinda don't know what to expect from him. We literally haven't seen John Wall play in a year since he wasn't in the Rockets' plans and didn't get bought out during the season. And when he did see the floor in 2020, he was ultra inefficient and left much to be desired. However, John Wall still has a lot to provide for this Clippers team and can be the true playmaker that they've been looking for over the past few years. Even though he's not the elite athlete that he once was, Wall's ability to push the pace on the same floor with PG and Kawhi will make the Clippers more dynamic in transition. And having another guy who can put pressure on the defense while also getting to the line often will open up the floor for the Clippers stars. The Clippers were just 19th in pace last season and were middle of the pack at points generated in transition, so expect that to increase with Wall in the fold. Also, John Wall is one of the most gifted passers of the past decade and can create better looks for players rather than them just forcing difficult shots. This would be especially beneficial for pick and roll big men like Ivica Zubac, since John Wall made Gortat look like an exceptional player in Washington. Additionally, John Wall is finally healthy, is still a serviceable defender, and will be under the best head coach that he's had since entering the league. Thus, while I'm not expecting 2017 John Wall to resurrect, I fully expect him to be very impactful on this team. Now that we're done with the Clippers' big three, we need to talk about the others. And I can genuinely say that the Clippers are one of the deepest teams in the league. For one, Norman Powell is a scoring machine that can give you 18 to 20 a night on 40% three-point shooting. Robert Covington is another serviceable wing who can provide you with great defense and stretch the floor at a 38% clip over the past 2 seasons. Oh yeah, there's another versatile wing on the team in Marcus Morris who can give you 15 points a night and shoot 40% from 3. Ivica Zubac remains a steady, suitable big on this team that can operate as a rollman and can defend. Luke Kennard is a sniper from the outside that can give you double-digit scoring. Nick Batum is another versatile wing that can stretch the floor at a 40% clip. Reggie Jackson provides great value as a scorer and playmaker, and Terrence Mann is, well, Terrence Mann. Based off all that was said in this video, it's evident that the Clippers have the recipe to succeed in the Western Conference and have what it takes to win it all. However, there's one thing that can doom the Clippers this season, and that is injury. Despite Anthony Davis being given the street clothes label, he's actually played in more games with the Lakers than both Kawhi and PG have with the Clippers, and they all joined LA in the same offseason. Kawhi Leonard is coming off an ACL tear and never was the healthiest player to begin with, and Paul George has yet to even play more than 55 games in a season since joining the LA Clippers. Even John Wall, who is as healthy as he can be at this point, is still trying to regain form after 2 major lower body injuries. Because of this, you're going to see career-high load management this season for the Clippers, and that will inevitably cause a lack of chemistry at different points in the season. However, if there's one coach that can make it work, then it's definitely Ty Lue. And if he can, the Clippers might have their first title in franchise history. Thank you all for watching, and please comment down below your thoughts on the LA Clippers. Are the Clippers the team to beat in the Western Conference as of now, or do you think the defending champs and others have something to say about it? Also, comment down below what you think John Wall's impact will be on the Clippers and just how great he's gonna be next season. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and be sure to sub for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.